So dear friends, I'm happy to welcome you to our new video, and today we finally have the long-awaited assembly. We arrived in Moscow and brought 4 trucks like this. This is exactly the Moscow bathhouse that I took apart a few videos ago. 4 trucks like this. This is exactly the Moscow bathhouse that I analyzed several videos ago. And that Moscow bathhouse is the one I've been working on since the very beginning of my YouTube channel. The very first videos were actually about this bathhouse. So we brought it here. This is how our truck is already parked and unloading. We're starting summer. Today is June 2nd, and summer of course doesn't start with a vacation, but with work. So while we were flying, my luggage got lost, and that's why I'm working in clean clothes, the ones I had on. For now, they say they'll bring it tomorrow, so that's the situation. Over there, we have the foundation ready for the bathhouse. Of course, the crane is beeping, so I'll try to move a bit further away. We'll get rid of all that. For now, they say they'll bring it tomorrow, so that's the situation. Over there, we have the foundation ready for the bathhouse. Of course, the crane is beeping, so I'll try to move a bit further away. Once everything is ready, we'll throw all that outside, up to the sticks from the foundation. It's ready. We'll throw all that outside up to the sticks from the foundation. And this is how we work. Outside up to the sticks from the foundation. And this is how we work. So that's what we have today. Today's video. And I hope that we will universalize several parts. Because again, we're here for about 10, 11 days. And I don't know how much material we'll get. There might be more than one episode. But our lineup today is really top-notch. Like 5 stars. It's me, my brother Nikita, whom you've already seen in some videos, and Vitya, also my brother. Also our chief engineer of the company. So with this revived team, we're assembling the bathhouse, the client's data. The bathhouse, the client's data. It's already the next day, and let me show you the start of the work. We completely removed the foundation, wrapped everything up on the board, the posts, the rebar. We took care of all that this morning. It started to rain, but that's only half the trouble. Next, what tasks do we have? We have a laser level, a really useful tool. We turn it on, and then we have a clear horizontal line. We take a ruler. We take the ruler and connect the laser. We take a ruler, and here are the markings. After that, we will remeasure the entire foundation for level. If the foundation is more or less, then we will immediately put in the built-in insulation. A lining beam, if there is one, and we begin to build the house. Right now, I quickly went over and measured. We have a height difference of about 2 centimeters, either rising or falling, and we will mark those. And then in those places, we will either trim the sill beam because we have a sill beam on this side, or we will shim something to level out that height. And then in those places, we will either trim the sill beam because we have a sill beam on this side, or we will shim something to level out that height. So that's some pretty cool stuff. This is just the first day of our work process. So friends, for you it was just a moment, but for us another workday has come to an end. So at this moment we put it out. The sill beam is almost complete. We're short on beams. Here we need one piece, and over there. There are 2 options. Either we make the sill beam out of larch, or we use larch for the first 1.5 crowns. It's up to you. Just like we did on this bathhouse. In the series of skidders, we naturally need to have the sill beam present. So we have a sill beam in the warm contour. The sill beam has appeared. In the warm contour, we're joining it like this, so that no wind can blow through here or anything like that. And all of this is insulated from below. The insulation is also laid down from the bottom. For waterproofing, and further on after the beam, here is Nikita's video. I'm working on the beam, and there's not much left, so I moved on to the next steps to avoid getting stuck later. I set up this one starting line, and we'll begin from it to accurately set up the house in that direction. So what we have next is that we are also fully securing the beam to the foundation, so that there are no unexpected movements. We completely double the timber to the foundation, so that there are no unexpected movements. So for example, if there's an earthquake, a flood or something similar, the house will be firmly attached to the foundation. Next, so I took the first string of halves, we took it as the main one, and I laid them out. I set everything up, and like this, I shot the obtain sheet, there's a hole, and we're drilling through it with one hole, so that later we can use this hole to insert, let's say, this pin. So that later we can insert this pin through that hole. Let's say this pin, again, so that during floods, earthquakes and similar events, the house stands firmly on the foundation, so that the foundation, well, it merges, so to speak, into a single hole with the foundation. So here we're driving in a stainless steel pin, 16th, and here we also have the 16th hole. Then right now I'm going to stuff the insulation in here completely to insulate between the beam and the first crown. I'll stuff the insulation tomorrow morning. I didn't have time to do it today, and we'll put the beam on these pins. So let's say we will have these pins on all the halves, and after that the house will, roughly speaking, be firmly glued to the foundation. So we've completely finished the head crown. This is how our head crown is fully set up, just like I nailed it yesterday. Right now we're driving in all the other metals, but to do this accurately without any further problems, we've completely thrown it in. Crown. Now the guys have already taken it off, we've completely thrown in the crown, and now we've set everything up precisely and moved it in. And now we're picking everything up again, stapling it and not throwing it away, meaning over there we shouldn't throw the string. I stapled the first one, so now we're dropping everything else. 2, stapling it and throwing it in. This is done like this so that, remember, I recently told you in the previous videos that when we're disassembling, we take it down to the first crown. I mean, like on the first crown, when the half is being trimmed just like this before the clamp, I lift this direction and then I set the numbers. Here are the marks for myself, so when I come for assembly, I can shoot according to these marks. But here the guys didn't manage to do that successfully, so we had to throw all this away now, completely remeasure and reset everything. But if they were doing all the markings for me, then I wouldn't do any of this. But it is necessary to do this, because in any case, the first direction can shift back and forth. So the ground might have shifted or something else could have happened in the meantime while they were installing. So we placed this direction, moved it a little bit, and then it might happen that the opening gets blocked from above. Either there will be a hole in the ceiling, or we won't be able to fit it in because it won't come out. That's why we definitely need to do this. We make sure the first crown is done perfectly, we set it up so that later on there will either be a hole in the ceiling, or we won't be able to fit it in because it won't come out. So we definitely need to do this. We make the first crown completely perfect, setting it up so that later on we don't have these problems. So now we start to really get the house assembled. All that's left is to secure the logs and put together the joints. We don't have these problems. So we're starting to really get the house assembled now. All that's left is to secure the logs and put together the joints. So let's summarize the interim results. Today we spent almost the entire day assembling them. Not for nothing, we spent almost the whole day assembling them. And here is our result: 4 complete screws. The houses are already ready. We're applying it to the insulation. Here is this kind of plate insulation. So basically it's wonderful. Here we also have a groove for the storm, which we will later insert into the beams under the pilum or into the beams. A groove for the storm, which we will later insert into the beams under the pilum or into the beams. And like this. So it turns out we have a certain volume of work. that needs to be done every day for the assembly to be on schedule. We have a count per person. It should be 7 to 8 cubic meters a day. So our house is 100 cubic meters, and we've assembled 4 crowns. The whole house has 12 crowns, so roughly speaking, we assembled 3 crowns in 3 hours. So we assembled 30 cubic meters among the 3 of us, which means 10 cubic meters per person. So basically we even slightly exceeded the norm, but this norm is calculated a bit differently, so to speak. It's also considered plus all sorts of things. Well, basically how many days were spent on the entire assembly, how many days there. Did we do all of this? But basically it's not the result. Today finally we started, working continuously without stopping. There was no time to rest or take a smoke break. We just got to it and let's go. So that's our interim result for today. We're still assembling today for tomorrow. The truck is arriving the day after tomorrow with half a truck from the upper floor. And then we assembled all of this. We're successfully heading home. So we've finished the first stage of assembling the log cabin. Let's say the first floor is put together. Now I'm going to run the laser and check these points, so it would be standing for us. When the truck arrives, there should be a flat surface, so we'll check the entire surface, and if everything matches, then we'll start assembling. We're going to supply the second floor with a railing, so in 3 days we assembled it all. So that's 100 cubic meters. In 2019 we came and basically built it. So if you want a tour of the house, write in the comments and you'll get a tour of the house. What happens to the wooden one? The house of the neighbor in 4 years is also made of logs, just like ours. And it would be interesting to see how he did it, because here we only chopped down the logs. We already have some questions about the quality of the work done later. Quality of the work done in the future. And here we just have light from the outside at 3 meters like this. Let's say everything is clear, but if you look closer, I wanted to take a look, but we haven't seen it yet to check it out. So that's how it is. If you want a tour of the house, just write in the comments and I'll give you a tour of the house.
I wish you were here. What I love is you. And to hurry and to sing and to sleep with 2 fathers. And after love and with a tilt, I have already loved.
All these songs, all these relationships.
I haven't seen you in quite some time, but without you, the meeting, suddenly not to decide. The process of continuation and development. The process continues seamlessly and efficiently. Be continued. Greetings.
So dear friends, we've been working in a rush for the last 4 days because we've been really on the dot. We managed to gather the logs just in time, so I didn't really film the final parts because filming takes about 20% of the time and I couldn't spend that much time on filming, that's why. He quickly finished everything. So here's the ready version. The bathhouse is completely assembled and of good quality. Today someone came over, I accepted it, I like everything. The bathhouse turned out great. Let's go everyone. He will go. So we had the ends arranged in a checkerboard pattern. She asked for all the ends to be in one line, so we had to trim the ends a bit more. In one line, so we also had to, additionally we need to trim the ends. We also inserted a groove, that is everything that was cut out there was sawed through pieces of the groove. So that when the logs dry out, this wall doesn't wobble back and forth, so they sit evenly and straight like this. And that's how it is. Here we have the bathhouse. Turned out great. So, all the ceiling beams are in place. All the posts are completely screwed in. All the elements are in place. So this is the bathhouse we ended up with. And here we will have a pool. There's already a bit of water there, you can swim. Here it is like this. So it turns out that here, in this spot, will be the boiler room. Here will be the steam room, and I'll make a frame wall here. There will be a steam room, and here's a window in the steam room. Next here, most likely will be the washing area, and over here there will be a shower. And on the second floor there will be bedrooms and relaxation rooms. And here there will be a splash. And on the second floor there will be bedrooms and relaxation rooms, so that it sticks. So this is what our assembly turned out like. In fact, my YouTube channel started with videos about this when we were still installing the bathhouse. This project has now reached its final stage. We have completely adapted and finished it. Now, the next step is the roof, the finishing, and everything else, but that's not our story anymore. We might be working on the roof, but it's not clear yet. So everyone, thanks for watching. We are really tired here. We're about to go relax. Today we have a flight. In a few minutes we need to open the transport. We're flying home. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Today we have a flight. In a few minutes we need to open the transport. We're flying home. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.